Hello, I'm Kate from HypnoTC, the Hypnotherapy Training Company. Today in class, I was talking with our students about how to give presentations and demonstrations as a way of promoting your business. And it got me thinking about doing this video. And all I'd like to talk to you today about is about positioning your chair and your volunteer. So it requires a little bit of imagination, as all of our students have now gone home. So just imagine that we have a demonstration volunteer sitting here in this chair. Now, there's a couple of things I'd like to point out about the chair to start with. It's a good idea to have a solid chair. Make sure it's something that isn't going to wheel off into the distance as you do your demonstration. And there are pros and cons between having no arms or having arms. If you're going to do something like a rapid induction, you need to be careful that somebody's arms aren't going to land on these, particularly metal, they're quite harsh. I might also point out that although a bar stool is really good at having your volunteer's head at eye height so that you can have a good conversation, these are really quite slippery and you wouldn't want your demonstration volunteer sliding off. So having a good sturdy seat is ideal. In addition, please do avoid having folding seats. You wouldn't want them to collapse as your volunteer sits down. Now, as well as having a sturdy seat, I'd like you to think carefully about where you want to stand. My audience is here. My volunteer is here. Now, I can talk like this, and I can still make contact with my volunteer, but also reach the audience. I can even come all the way around to here, and I can still make contact, but I'm still accessible to my audience. A key thing to avoid is this, because all the audience gets to see is that bit of you. Now, that might be the bit that you want to show to them. Perhaps you could do a little bit of a wiggle, who knows? But really, they're not going to see much of the demonstration if you are blocking the audience. So positioning is really important. You're presenting to your audience and you are making contact with your volunteer. Now, the other thing to think about is your audience's attention on you. We know that in the Western world, people generally read from left to right. So if somebody is standing this side, the audience will look at the volunteer, but they'll pay most attention to you because they'll look to the volunteer and then they've tracked across to you. So if I'm talking, explaining something, I will often stand here. So I'm standing to the left of my volunteer, but for the audience, it's to their right. Now, if I want my audience to be looking at my volunteer, I'm going to stand here. So to the right of the volunteer, for the audience, it's to their left. And that means that they'll look at me, but they'll pay most attention to the person sitting in the chair. Whenever you're giving a presentation, do think carefully about your presentation space and particularly the chairs that you're using. That's it for now. I hope you've enjoyed this video. We have a lot more videos, so feel free to have a look through any or all of them. Let me know if there's any particular videos that you would like, and maybe if you haven't already, do subscribe to our channel. But for now, thank you for watching.